Hello there, Pisces. Thank you for stopping by for your tarot video forecast for the week of May 25th through the 31st. I am using the Russian Tarot of St. Petersburg once again. And Pisces, what I have coming up for you on Monday is the King of Swords in reverse. King of Swords in reverse, Pisces, this is somebody that you will be interacting with on Monday. And this is somebody who, first of all, this is a man. This is a male energy. And this is somebody who is normally very logical. Everything that they do really adds up and makes sense. They don't do a lot of stuff based on emotion. In fact, normally emotions are pretty well suppressed for them. They're really good at making a business plan and following right through with it step by step, no problem. Also good at making a budget, following the budget. They have that kind of focus and that kind of self-discipline. But the thing is, when you see this person on Monday, Pisces, guess what? He's not going to be suppressing his emotions. In fact, his emotions are going to be kind of overwhelming him. And for him, this is very uncomfortable because he's used to being able to control those emotions, suppress those emotions. And now that his emotions are overwhelming him, he's kind of in panic mode. So that's how you're going to see him Monday. He's going to be feeling very emotional and in panic mode just because he's feeling very emotional. So it's kind of like this spiraling thing for him to have the emotions to start with and then to realize he has these emotions and they're out of control, and that makes him even more emotional because he feels out of control and panicked. So that's how you get to see him on Monday. Not exactly a fun thing, but if you can help him to get more comfortable with having his own emotions, then you can really help this person to calm down and be a much more agreeable person to be around on Monday. So that's kind of the key there. And then Tuesday, what we have coming up for you, Pisces, is we have the Eight of Swords in reverse. And this is one of those cards that it's much better to have in reverse than right side up. So Eight of Swords is talking about having a situation where you feel trapped. And the situation is actually generated not based in reality at all, but based in your own thoughts and your own perspective on a certain situation in your life. So when the Eight of Swords comes in reverse, like it did for you, Pisces, what this means is that you have that aha moment where you go, wait a second, the reality is I'm not trapped at all here. This was all just my own way of looking at things that made me feel trapped. And so you can walk out of that situation perfectly fine. Okay, so that's your Tuesday. Very good thing right there. Wednesday, what you have coming up is you have the Page of Swords. Just feeling around a little bit here. Pisces, Page of Swords on Wednesday. So what I'm feeling is a little different from what I usually pull off of this card, but it looks to me like there's something going on where you were getting some new information on Wednesday. And it feels like where this information comes from is kind of an unlikely source. It's not anyone that you would have ever thought, well, if I ask them some questions, they'll be able to tell me about this. You would have never realized that this person was... that this person even knew anything about this situation that they give you information on. And I feel like for a lot of you, Pisces, this person is a younger person. So this person is not in your generation, but in a younger generation. So if you're 80, this could be like somebody maybe 60 and below. If you're 60, somebody 40 and below. You know, if you're 40, this could be your adult child. You know, if you're 20, maybe this is just, you know, a little kid. Maybe it's your little brother or sister. But this is somebody younger than you that's coming in and giving you this information about a situation that you've actually, I feel like you've been looking for some information. You've been, it's interesting. It feels like you've been looking for some information, but you've also been scared of finding out the information because you just didn't know what you would find and you could only hope for the best. And this person doesn't even realize that you were looking for the information. There's just been such a disconnect. You have not connected with this person for the information, and it's going to come out just very spontaneously and casually. This person is not even going to know that you were looking for anything like this. And like I said, you're going to be very surprised that this person knows this information. So anyway, Yeah. And that information is going to really bring in a lot of clarity on this situation that you were kind of digging for information for, because it seems like there's some kind of situation that there's been a lot of illusion kind of fed to you. And this is going to kind of poke the hole in that illusion balloon. The real reality is actually going to be showing up here. Okay, so moving on. Thursday, what you have is the Two of Clubs in reverse. And I have the feeling that this is tied directly with the information that you got in on Wednesday. Now, this is a decision that you have to make now coming up on Thursday, and I see you really procrastinating on this decision. And I feel like this is not a decision that you would be making if you hadn't received the information that you received on Wednesday. So now that you're in possession of that information, that's kind of changed your perspective on some things. And so you're really trying to decide, am I moving forward just status quo and acting like there's no big deal here? Or am I addressing this issue and seeing what happens as far as getting this fixed or taken care of before I move forward, and then move forward in that direction? And it looks like that's a decision you're really having a tough time with. Feels to me like you really want to address this. This is a problem that came up, and you really want to address this and want to get this problem knocked out. But what I'm sensing is that, on the other hand, you're really fearful of, if you bring this to the surface, then the consequences of that might not be something that you want to deal with. And so it might be easier to let the problem ride than to actually face it and try to do something about it. Now, that's what you're thinking. Okay, I'm not saying that that's my opinion. I'm saying that's what's going on in your mind as you're dealing with this decision. I'm a little bit weird, but I believe that the truth is always, always, always the best friend of anybody and everybody. The truth shall set you free. So for me, you know, that's something I would bring it up. But then that's me. That's my choice. We all have free will. So, but I see you really struggling with the choice of, should I bring this up or should I not bring this up? Should I just let this go and keep on going the way things have been going? So that's going to be your decision to make. I see you procrastinating on it on Thursday. Not sure you're even going to actually make it for a little bit on Thursday. You may not even make this decision till Friday. But Friday, you have a really good card coming in, and this is the Star. And the Star card is telling me that on Friday you're feeling really tuned in with cosmic information. You're feeling really grounded in the earth. You know, you're very comfortable with the reality that's around you. In other words, you're very aware of it. You really know where you are in regards to reality. And you're also, you know, you're in tune with that higher intelligence that knows how to handle things and how to turn things into what they need to be to become nurturing. And so I feel like if you did not make that decision yesterday or Thursday, based on the information that came out Wednesday, I feel like on Friday you're going to be able to make that decision, and I feel like you're going to be feeling very clear about that decision and why you're making it the way you are. Now, Saturday, what we have coming up is we have the Justice card. Now, the Justice card comes up a lot in relationships where somebody has really been walking all over somebody else or abusing somebody else in the relationship. And the Justice card a lot of times will come up when that person who has been walked over or abused pulls away. They say, whoa, I have had enough. I'm tired. I need a break. This is too much. And they just pull away. And then all of a sudden, the person who was the one who was walking all over the other one or was abusing the other one mentally or emotionally or maybe even physically, now they have to deal with life without, dare I say it, without that punching bag around or without that support around, because that person that they were abusing has really been lifting them up and helping them and encouraging them and trying to do all the things that they can to help that person be healthy, because, you know, having that kind of unhealthy person around hasn't been easy on them. So now this person is trying to make it out in the real world without all that help and support from this person that they were treating so badly. And so that's when the Justice card comes up is, you know, the person who's been in that abused situation many times is much happier when they get out of it than the person who has been the abuser. And so they're okay. They are handling things okay. Not saying it's easy, but it's okay. And the one who's been abusing is not so okay. They're the ones that are kind of lost and floundering now. So a lot of times the card will come up in that situation. So it could be talking about something like that. It could be talking about a situation like that with a relationship. Now this Justice card also comes up if there's some kind of court thing, or if there's somebody being judged. Say something happened in the family and somebody's being judged by people in the family. So that could come up. This also comes up if you have job applications out and people are looking at your job applications and considering you. So there's a lot of different ways that this Justice card actually can play out. But the strongest one that I'm feeling has to do with relationships. And I feel like for most of you Pisces, it's going to be that explanation that I gave you about the relationship where someone has been really grossly walking all over somebody else, and that person that's been walking over says, I'm too tired, can't do it anymore, sorry. You know, so I feel like for most of you Pisces, that's what this has to do with. And I feel like for you Pisces, for most of you, you're the person saying, I'm tired, done, I can't do this anymore. And you're the one that's walking away, and he's the one facing that justice, or she, the non-Pisces person, would be the one facing the justice of, wow, okay, now I have to actually be accountable and live life and be responsible for what I'm doing. Okay, so then the next card is interesting because it comes up, we had justice and now we have judgment. Well, as a matter of fact, we had 3 major arcana cards for you guys. It's kind of a big deal. It's a big weekend. So judgment in reverse is what comes up for Sunday. And this is just telling me that on Sunday you are really trying to make a decision. And this decision affects more than just you. This affects other people. Probably affects other people in your family, maybe other people in your workplace. But it feels like more of a family thing that you're trying to make this decision on Sunday. And I feel like you're not coming down solidly on one side of the fence or the other yet on Sunday. So you're not really making that decision in any kind of firm, final way on Sunday, but you are, this is something that you're really thinking over. And I don't think you're going to make this decision actually anytime soon, but I do feel like Sunday's the day that it starts really kicking around in your head that, okay, I'm going to have to figure something out here, and you're starting to look at how to deal with a certain situation and starting to look at, okay, these are some of the decisions that I'm going to have to be making. And really, I see you as taking these decisions pretty seriously starting on Sunday. Okay, so Pisces, that is your forecast. For those of you who would like to schedule a private reading with me, feel free to check out my website first to make sure I am the best reader for you. I'm at amista.info, amista.info. Once you're there and you've looked around a little bit, if you still feel like I'm the best reader for you, then just contact me and we'll schedule you a session as quickly as possible. And for everybody else, I'll see you all here next week. Everyone have a great week. Peace out.